George Gordon Byron, commonly known as Lord Byron, was an 18th century English poet and a leading figure in the Romantic movement. Born in London, England in the year 1788, Lord Byron's most renowned works include the short lyrical poems She Walks in Beauty and When We Two Are Parted, both of which will be discussed later in this presentation. Often described as the most flamboyant and notorious of the major romantics, Lord Byron is regarded as one of the greatest English poets and was celebrated in life for his aristocratic excesses. She Walks in Beauty is a lyric poem centering on the extraordinary beauty of a young lady. Starry skies and cloudy climes are brought forth as contrast to her beauty, which heaven to gaudy day denies. The beauty of this woman is effortless and based largely on her balance of opposites, the perfect balance of light and dark in her whole face and figure. This is reinforced when the poet states all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect, suggesting that while she walks in her dark beauty, there is a brightness about her, referring to her pleasant facial expressions which eloquently but innocently express her inner goodness and peacefulness. The poem is written in an iambic tetrameter, which conveys to the reader the purity of his intent. The rhyme is utterly devoted to this gorgeous woman. The poem is divided into 3 stanzas of 6 lines, each with an A, B, A, B, A, B rhyme scheme. Line 3 is in regular iambic tetrameter. However, line 4, instead of starting with an unstressed syllable like all the other lines of the poem, begins with a stressed syllable. It is unlikely a skilled poet such as Lord Bryon would make such a mistake. Every other line in the poem is written in iambic tetrameter. It is likely that because the poem itself describes the effortless beauty of a woman, Lord Bryon broke the regular rhythm to make the poem itself sound just as effortless. The poet's love and admiration for this woman is sincere. Rather than being overly awed by her beauty, the tone is one of quiet reverence. All that's best of dark and bright demonstrates this contradiction. It is continued in the juxtaposition of one shade the more and one ray the less. Should the description of the woman be exaggerated in the positive, the audience would begin to doubt its depth. Byron tempers his tone to make it more believable. Byron creates a sentimental and nostalgic mood within the audience by painting pictures in the mind of the audience of this woman and the elements she is compared to. The description is in-depth and detailed. The reader is therefore made to feel appreciative of the beauty around us. The tone and the mood combined with the poet's use of alliteration makes the poem flow effortlessly. This has the effect of establishing a pleasant and calming atmosphere. The poet uses a variety of techniques in his romance poem, She Walks in Beauty. Byron uses diction and positive connotations to describe this woman's eloquence, using words such as tender, light, softly lightened, and pure to describe this woman's stark beauty and inner brightness. The uniqueness of this woman is further demonstrated when the poet remarks upon her raven tress. The conventional beautiful woman back then had blonde hair with blue eyes. This woman is described as having black hair. Byron's description highlights her effortless beauty, and the use of alliteration further encompasses this idea. The alliteration of cloudless climes and starry skies are just 2 examples out of many that has the effect of making the poem flow in an eloquent manner, much like the effortless beauty of the woman being described. The poem contains allusions to William Shakespeare's Sonnet 18, in particular the first couple of lines in which Lord Byron describes a woman who walks in beauty like the night sky. This is reminiscent of William Shakespeare's Sonnet 18, in which the first few lines ask, "Should I compare thee to a summer's day?" Lord Byron has reversed the Shakespeare's original work, comparing the woman's beauty to the night sky instead of summer's day. The first stanza of When We Two Are Parted sets up the departing of the lovers, which was accompanied by silence and tears. The second stanza establishes a sense of foreboding as the speaker awakes with the morning dew chill on my brow. He believes this chill to have been a warning of what he feels now. His beloved has broken all vows, and the sound of the beloved's name brings shame to both lover and beloved. In the fourth stanza, the speaker reflects upon his relationship with the beloved. They met in secret, and so he must mourn in silence. When We Two Parted is a lyric poem made up of 4 stanzas, each with a rhyme scheme of A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. The concept at the end of each of the first 3 stanzas is carried over into the first 2 lines of the following stanza. Linking the poem's content together across the stanzas breaks to unify the author's sense of sorrow at the loss of his beloved. With the exception of the last stanza, Byron maintains a regular number of accented and unaccented syllables. The poem begins with a bleak and gloomy tone of despair, which will characterize the entire work. Immediately, the reader is introduced to the speaker's silence and tears. The poet often refers to a strong regret. The repetition of silence and tears at the beginning and end of the poem denotes the poet's ability to leave his moment of pain behind and establishes an atmosphere of sorrow. The tone and atmosphere of the poem evokes a sympathetic mood from the reader. Byron uses negative connotations to describe the sense of foreboding he felt when the two lovers parted. The negative connotations include sorrow, silence, shame, shudder, and accurately capture the reader's feelings. In addition to this, the repetition of the S vowel sound throughout the poem makes the reader feel uneasy and sympathetic. Repetition is used to further encompass this idea of sorrow. The repetition of silence and tears effectively conveys the idea of loss of love.